أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم، وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. By the barakah of Sidi Shaykh, Sidi Mohamed Faouzi Karkari قدس الله سره. Notes from Mudhakara of February 8, 2024. Before starting this video, I would like to state that this work would never have seen the light without Sidi Shaykh. If something is wrong, it will be from myself, and everything that is correct is from Sidi Shaykh. In this Mudhakara, Sidi Shaykh spoke about the month of Ramadan. Sidi Shaykh started by stating that the month of Ramadan, with its beauty, nobility, and elevatedness, is a month when Allah rewards fasting as He wills, how He wills, and in whatever manner He wills. Its beauty is evident in the fact that its beginning is mercy, its middle is forgiveness, and its end is emancipation from the fire. It has three levels, maratib, like sainthood, prophethood, and messengerhood. It's a month among 12 months, like a planet among 12 planets, and the most beautiful planet among them has uttered and manifested in the image of Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam, and said, I saw 11 planets, the sun and the moon prostrated to me. Thus is Ramadan. All the months, it's as if they become prostrate and submissive to the greatness and blessings of this blessed month, which is the most beautiful of months. The fasting in Ramadan begins with the Fajr dawn and continues until sunset, and from sunset until sunrise is night. It's as if the day corresponds to we will show them our signs within themselves, and the night corresponds to we will show them our signs in the universe. If one confines himself throughout the entire day, immersing oneself in the beauty of the 11 planets, whose become clear at night, he will find himself living with them during the day, and Allah enables him to draw inspiration from Qiyam and diligence during the night. Sidi Shaykh added that the first part of Ramadan is mercy. Allah says, the servant of ours to whom we had granted mercy, as if this part corresponds to sainthood, wilayah. The second part is forgiveness, maghfirah. It corresponds to as long as you seek forgiveness for them, Allah forgives them, as if this part corresponds to prophethood, nubuwwah. The last part of Ramadan is emancipation from the fire. The Prophet ﷺ said, my intercession is for people who committed major sins from my ummah, as if this part corresponds to messengerhood, risala. If the disciple works on one level, martaba, without the two others, it's as if he has diminished the status of our Prophet Mohamed ﷺ, recognizing him as a wali, but not a prophet or a messenger, or recognizing him as a prophet, but not a messenger or a wali. It's as if he detracted from him, while he is the most beautiful creation of Allah. If one applies this to oneself, he becomes on the path of the Prophet ﷺ, who exerted effort throughout the entire month, and moreover observed i'tikaf in his mosque during the last 10 days. The sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ is missed in recent times, even if one fasts. For instance, i'tikaf is not just about going to the mosque, praying Taraweeh, and then leaving, but rather it entails staying in the mosque and not leaving. Sidi Shaykh added that during this month, one should engage in tahajjud and qiyam throughout its entirety, not just at the beginning, middle, or end. Ramadan should be welcomed with beauty, jamal, similar to how Sayyidina Yusuf ﷺ was received by his parents or by the king of Egypt, and not like he was cast into the well or thrown into prison, or like who tempted him in his closeness to his Lord. Rather, one should be among those who cut off their hats for the sake of witnessing the beauty of this blessed month. One should strive to become his hand with which he strikes, his foot with which he walks, and his hearing with which he hears. Then one will truly experience the beauty of Ramadan. The beauty of Ramadan and the beauty of this month is found in Allah's favor upon it over all other months, just as He has favored places over other places, and times over other times. For instance, the day of Friday was favored over the other days of the week because it's the feast day of believers. Allah also made an hour better than any other hour and the prayer higher than any other prayer, which is known as the middle prayer, as-salatul wusta. Sidi Shaykh added that Allah made Ramadan a center, bestowed upon it the throne status, arshiyya, and made the other months submissive and prostrated to it. It's as if one fulfills the rite of Ramadan, Allah forgives him for the sins and desires he has had in the other months. Sidi Shaykh explained that this month, if one fulfills its rite, is similar to the subtle flowing sarayan of the alif in numbers. If the 1 is removed from the 12, it leaves 11, which is the 1 and its shadow, as if this 1 is the secret of the 11 that manifested in the 12, which corresponds to the number of letter of La ilaha illallah. Thus, this month is called the month of the alif and the month of monotheism, Shahr al-Tawheed, and that's why the Quran descended in this month. The alif has elongation and length, and similarly, the Quran is a cord extended from heaven to the earth. That's why one should realize that this month is itself a Quran, because the Quran's essence, Qul Quran, is not letters as its cord extended from heaven to earth. Its letters and its words have been obscured, butinat, and it became the cord. And as long as there is a cord, then there is distance, and there is a transition from one time to another. For time on earth differs from time in the heaven, and the place of earth differs from the place of the heaven. Thus, Ramadan represents this great all-comprehensiveness, al-Jam'iyya al-Kubra, this bestowal and this descent from the higher to the lower, from heaven to the earth, which is the Book of Allah. Allah has not randomly chosen this month to descend the Quran. In all other months, one can fast and eat however he wants. He can follow the Sunnah and fast on Monday and Thursday and in the white days. However, in Ramadan, it's an obligation to fast the entirety of the month. If one fasts the entirety of the month and adds 6 days of Shawwal, it will be as if he fasted for a lifetime. And by as if he fasted for a lifetime, it means that as if he fasted every month and fulfilled the rights of all the months and manifested Allah's non-dependency, samdaniyya, exclusive oneness, ahadiyya, and unity, wahdaniyya, in all the months. Sidi Shaykh also explained that the 11 planets did not come out from nothing. Even in science, if they claim that there are many planets, the truth is that there are only 11 planets, plus the sun and the moon, and that's clear in the Quran. This cosmic version, or this version of the universe that Allah has revealed in the best story of the stories of the Quran, Al-Qasas, is in reality a copy from the human's intellect. The brain, mukh, or the intellect, aql, it's called mukh when talking about the human body from a lower perspective, and intellect when talking about the spirit and the ruh from a higher perspective. So this brain, or this intellect, its treasury, is divided into 11 parts. It has been always said that the intellect, aql, is in the head, even though it is in relation with all the faculties, al-jawarih, and holds the function of commanding them. For example, to take or not to take something. This function, delimited within the head, or the cranium and jumjuma, is divided into 11. It can be referred to as 11 houses, or treasuries, or planets. Regardless of its name, it remains 11. The function of this 11 is to command the faculties, like take, don't take, speak, don't speak, think, don't think, etc. Sidi Shaykh added that Allah bestowed humans with this month to work quickly and clean them completely, rather than letting these treasuries, khaza'an, remain as they are. It's as if one was immersed in his desires in the other months and has strayed from the presence of God. Thus, these planets rebelled and have become out of control and started to do things that satisfies neither Allah nor the Prophet ﷺ. Even in jurisprudence, if someone breaks the fast one day during Ramadan, he must fast 2 months. It's not a punishment for him. Rather, fasting one day of Ramadan cleanses what 60 days of fasting outside of Ramadan can cleanse. So if one excels in discipline and in directing his body and his faculties toward Allah and perfects his fasting, And by fasting, it's not meant to abstain from food, but to abstain on all what does not please Allah, to abstain from all others and extinguish oneself in the presence of the Lord. This is the true fasting. But one at least starts with fasting from food and what does not please Allah on the apparent side. And step by step, one will have Allah's mercy, forgiveness, and emancipation from the fire. Sidi Shaykh said that if one fulfills the rite of the first 10 days of Ramadan, he grants mercy to these 11 planets, and this mercy will reach all of his faculties. In the next 10 days, forgiveness is granted. Allah forgives the sins stored in the treasury of one's intellect, Khazinatul Aql. Sometimes, even after one has rid himself of a sin, he may still have sinful thoughts lingering in his mind. During these middle 10 days, these thoughts will be purified, and Allah forgives the person. One might say that he fasted in Ramadan before but never felt this way. This is due to not fasting the right way. It's not just about abstaining from food and drink. One should also engage in Qiyam, in Tahajjud during the night, and in the morning while he's doing his activities, he engages in self-observation more than any other day. Then come the last 10 days, which represent emancipation from the fire of hell. This means that these planets are no longer hot, but become cold. They will be revived by the light of Allah, and one's mind will begin to extract ideas, knowledge, and aspirations differently from how it was before. It's a simple and complete purification during Ramadan, but outside of Ramadan, it requires an entire lifetime or more, because each day of Ramadan is equivalent to fasting for 2 months outside of Ramadan. Ramadan purifies the entire life in a single month. One might perceive this as gibberish, yet if he makes researches on the human mind, he will find that it's divided into 11 parts. Even doctors and scholars, that's what they will find. They will find the treasury of the intellect divided into 11 levels. Rutba, the hand, the foot, etc. They are all in the intellect. Each faculty has its treasury, and it's not divided into 5, but into 11. So that was all for this video. Alhamdulillah الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. لقد جاءت رسل ربنا بالحق. اللهم لك الحمد، اللهم لك الحمد، اللهم لك الحمد. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم، وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون، وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.